Yo, what is going on? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Forza, to RossonARI TV. And today we're going to be talking about tomorrow's game, Milan versus Napoli. And also we're going to be talking a little bit about the games that happened today. But all the focus is going to be on Milan-Napoli tomorrow, which is the first big test. Why you, Kim Barini? The first big test of the season. So we're going to discover a lot of things tomorrow. So there's a few topics to talk about right there. But also tomorrow, the U20 World Cup starts. Italy is going to be playing against Australia, Kim. So that's going to be an interesting game. It is a very depleted U20 Italy. Camarda was supposed to be on that team. A lot of players that are not being released by their clubs are supposed to be in that team. So it's a pretty depleted national team that goes into the tournament. I'm not a big fan of the coach, but it is always fun to see the U20 World Cup when Italy is involved. So that starts. It started today actually, but tomorrow Italy debuts their first game. So let's get into the topic of Milan-Napoli. Very interesting. Tomorrow we will have pretty much a full roster. If I'm not mistaken, all of our players are available. Terracciano, Pitirelli, I don't know who that is. Afekame, De Winter, Odogu. So the three defenders are available. Bartesaghi on the fourth defender available. Ricci, Loftus-Cheek, Nkunku, and of course LEAO. Nobody is disqualified. The only players missing is Jashari, who got injured in training. So Milan is showing up with a very complete roster, and that is something to take note. But also, there's also to take note that Milan is showing up with its friend, the 12th man. It seems like the CURVA Sud is going to be back at the San Siro, which is interesting. I wonder how long that will last. And also, there are some things that I heard recently on Longoni's channel. He had a few panelists on his channel, and one of them said some very interesting things that I'm not going to get in depth to, but it is tied to essentially the sale of the club. And it looks like that, guys, maybe there is a chance that the club is being sold. And already we might know very soon, once they confirm the stadium, once they confirm whether or not they're going to do the stadium, and that's going to happen this week, we're going to know very soon if this rumor is true, which would be very interesting if it were true. But I'm not going to get into it too much, but I do want to let you know that that is a rumor that is spreading around Milano right now. Okay, so let's get back to the game. Fahadinho, what's up, my man? How you doing? So, okay, as far as roster goes, Milan is looking pretty good. They got everybody. Everybody is healthy aside from Jashari. Of course, LEAO is not match fit. Nkunku is not match fit, but these are players that can certainly come in for the last 30 to 20 minutes and be unpredictable, which I think is going to be the key for tomorrow's game. Unpredictability. Because it's going to be an interesting game. So let's look at Napoli. So first of all, first thing that I see from Napoli is that the center defense, Juan Jesus Bequem, that is not their starting central defense. Their starting central defense is Barami, Buongiorno. So it looks like the bench players are going to be starting this game. But these are honestly good players. I would say more or less the same level of our guys. I mean, more or less, the defenders are more or less all the same level. There's no really... I mean, I think Buongiorno is a very good player. Ramani has shown good stuff. But honestly, Bequema and Juan Jesus, are they really that different from what we have? I'm not sure. That's I guess it's up to opinion. But it is not their first defense. Guiterres here also, so that's going to be a new player, kind of like how we have Estupinian. Um, they could also play Spinazzola there, but let's see what if Spinazzola is injured or is not available. What's going on there? So they have their goalkeeper, Ferrante, Mazzocchi, Marianucci, Oliveira, Gilmore, Vergara, Elmas, Ambrosino, Lang, Neres, Lucca. They have a lot of weapons in their bench as well. They have more. They do have more. They have more strikers available. They have one more striker available, Lang, Neres, and Lucca. But I think Nkunku Leao is a pretty good. If that's what you're coming off the bench, that's a little bit of a privilege coming off of the bench with Nkunku Leao. So it's nothing to be ashamed of, I would say. And maybe I would even say that Nkunku Leao better than Lang and Neres. I think a lot of people would agree with me there. Midfield-wise, yeah, they look okay. Defense, I think they have some good defenders. Marianucci, Mazzocchi, Oliveira, Gilmore. Vergara, Elmas, we know how Elmas is. Ambrosino, I'm not too familiar with them. But these players could be quite unpredictable too, looking at this. But they still need to really get in the mechanisms of the team. Because right now, Napoli has been playing pretty much with this formation. And it's pretty much been... It's a team that does not have wings, essentially. The only winger is Politano. But it's essentially this 4-1, 3 midfielders, a winger, and a striker. And those players, Neres and Lang, haven't had that much time to really integrate into the team. So I think the most dangerous formation that Napoli can put tomorrow is maybe the starting formation. Well, I would say, based on who we are playing up top, Jimenez, Pulisic, I think we are going to become more dangerous once Leao and Nkunku come in. Obviously, Leao is going to be more dangerous than Jimenez. You would assume, right, based on how we know the players. And Nkunku is unpredictable. We'll see how Nkunku reacts to a team like Napoli, because Napoli is going to be aggressive. They're going to be confident. They're going to make you run. They're going to make you think about things twice. It's going to be a tactical battle. Conte, Allegri, these are two of the best in Italy of the last generation going at each other. And it's interesting because right now, Allegri's team is healthy. It's in a period of the season where Allegri doesn't have any pressure, but Conte has more pressure. Actually, Conte has said recently in his press conferences that the Scudetto is weighing heavy on their shirt, which is true. When you are the champions and you have to reconfirm yourself, it's not easy to do, and they're feeling it. So I think tomorrow, essentially, it's going to be a test for Napoli to see how their depth is and where they are psychologically. Having lost players like Lukaku, that has been out for a while. He's going to be out for months. Let's see who they have. Buongiorno is out. Ramani is out. Spinazzola is not. Maybe he's out too. Those are big players. Buongiorno, Ramani, Spinazzola. Let's take Lukaku out of the picture, but those are 3 big players. Those are 3 big players for them. So this is going to be a test for them to see how their depth is. And for us, it should be an opportunity. For us, it should be an opportunity to take points now. Because especially against our direct rivals. For us, it should be an opportunity. There is not much pressure on Milan right now. Milan comes from a disastrous season. The expectations are low. Allegri is a great coach, and he knows how to organize a locker room and a team. And in this current moment where there's no pressure, Allegri is working on easy mode. So tomorrow, I would say for Milan, it's an opportunity to get points early, which can save what I think is going to happen in the end. It can save a little bit of face. And also, it'll put pressure It'll put pressure on the league because now there are two teams. Milan would be having the same points as Napoli, so now you have two teams up there, up front, carrying the lot. Inter one, but if Napoli wins, then they're going to build a little bit of a cushion. If we tie, things stay more or less the same. So for me, tomorrow is an opportunity for Milan to get the 3 points. It's going to be the Curva Sud back in the stadium. There's going to be that kind of energy. We're probably going to see a crazy tifo tomorrow. The team is healthy. Allegri has everybody, and that's it. And that's it. While Conte has a lot of pressure, and he has some pieces missing. But I don't think that this game is going to determine the season whatsoever, guys. I think some people are thinking that this game is going to be a turning point in the season. No, this game is just it's a very early game that whether Napoli or Milan wins, it might be a little bit more advantageous for Napoli since they build a little bit of a cushion. But even cushions right now, so early, do they really matter? I don't think so. I mean, there's so many battles to be fought. There's months to go. There's going to be so many things that are going to happen that these games here in September, nobody's going to remember them anyway. The real tournament starts in March. That's when most teams are only playing once a week. And every team now has an agenda. Every team now has a purpose. Every team now knows what they need to do. That's when the tournament starts. Right now is a moment for opportunities to collect points. And I think if Milan played this smart, it could be a good opportunity to collect points against a direct rival, which would be good for Milan. Okay, so let's go to chat. Let's see what you guys are saying, what you guys think. What's up, bro? I just came back from Italy today. Miss it already. Nice. Awesome. Where were you? Where were you in Italy? LEAO will be the winning card for the second half, I would say. Let's see what happens. It's definitely a match with high expectations. And yes, LEAO very unpredictable, right? Especially if the game is stretched and we're pretty much going, back and forth. This favors LEAO. Like, you don't really expect us to squash Napoli in their own half and then LEAO to play there. It's more Napoli's going to attack. They're going to push us down, but then we're going to push them back up. It's going to be that kind of back and forth kind of game, most likely. Because I would assume then it could not be like that. But that's what's probably going to be. And yeah, and I do think that it's an opportunity for a player like LEAO to come in the second half and make a difference. Nah, Red John is shitting in his pants, guys. Oh, my Lord. He is so scared. Uncle Derby, Modric versus KDB. That's right. Yeah, that is going to be quite a battle. I think that's going to be quite a battle. The Modric versus KDB. Also Lobotka, Lobotka, Modric, essentially, they're sacrificing an extra man in defense to have Ture Gisti, which are going to be De Bruyne and Lobotka. Then McTominay and Guisa is their muscle, is basically what our Fofana and our Rabiot. So more or less, the systems are kind of similar in kind of ways. And then the offense comes from Politano, from McTominay. McTominay is the thing about Napoli that is very interesting is that McTominay, Anguissa, De Bruyne, Higuain, Politano, all these guys have great potential, offensive potentiality. While if you look at us, we don't really have that. We don't really have that in our midfield. While you look at their midfield, every single player in that midfield can be a threat. While with us, the players that they're not those kind of midfield. Aside from Modric, Rabiot is not that kind of midfielder. Even though if Rabiot, you do see Rabiot decide games sometimes, but not at the same rate that we have seen Anguissa, McTominay, or De Bruyne. Fofana, some games we do see him be a little bit decisive, but rarely in big games you see him be decisive. So that's the thing. Napoli is a good team. They're a strong team. They have weapons, and so expect them to bite. But what we have is this 3-5-2 that I think really helps us not concede goals and not concede offensive plays. And honestly, guys, this is how I thought we should have played last year with a 3-5-2, because it creates this density in the pitch, and you force yourself to defend in numbers. And that's really what needs to happen tomorrow. We have to be defend in numbers, be organized, and make sure that the collective defends against the individuals, rather than individuals defending against individuals. And that's where Allegri comes in and his abilities. But Conte has also those abilities. Yeah, it's going to be a very fascinating game. I read John. That's right. It's a Milan big test, but I guess you can also say it's Napoli's first big test in the league. I would say Napoli's first big test. Yeah, you can say big test, but Napoli did play against Fiorentina, and I think that's a test that Napoli passed pretty well. Miguel Gutierrez debut for Napoli against Milan. He's good left back and good going forward, but could Pulisic take advantage of that? Yeah, probably so. You would expect it. This is his first start. He might find himself in awkward situations. If Spinazzola starts, then that definitely changes things. But Guterres, I do think, is one of the reasons why I think tomorrow for Milan is an opportunity. I predict a win with Jimenez scoring. Okay, well, we shall see. Conte has more pressure for being on top, of the standings with missing players and a UCL match coming up, 100%. So it's Milan's chance to win at home. If Napoli win or draws, then they should be fine. Yeah, but honestly, even if Napoli loses, I don't think it changes much. I think Napoli is built for a long tournament, multiple tournaments, and you can't put all your eggs in the beginning of the season basket. So I think Napoli, whether they win or lose, is fine. And honestly, I don't know. I think if Milan wins, is better. If Milan wins, is better. If we lose, is not so good. But if Milan wins, it's better. I need to see and hear Red John. Then my Sunday and weekend will already be good. Yeah, the link is in the chat. If Red John wants to join, he's more than welcome. I'm leaning to a draw. Napoli is favored to win, but let's see if Milan can pull this off. Yeah, I would say the tie is probably the most conservative choice prediction. That's what I think too. Napoli is interesting because they do not have one dominant goal scorer. True, exactly. If you predict Napoli will score, question is who will score. Their top scorer right now is KDB with 2. Ours is Pulisic with 5. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was saying before, that all of these guys score big goals and they decide games, all of them, except Lobotka. If there's one player that you don't see score many goals, but he will have some big assists, it is Lobotka. Yeah, absolutely. So it should be an interesting game. And as far as today, Juventus and Atalanta tied. Interesting. I did not see the game, but what is going on with Juventus, guys? Maybe Juventus is broken, guys? I believe there's a chance that Juventus is broken before they even started. 7 goals in 2 games. Tie against Verona, tie against Napoli, Atalanta. They had to come back. It almost feels like Juventus is already going towards a crisis, right? A mini crisis. They got to start winning games. Otherwise, they're going to go into a crisis right in the beginning of the season, which is quite interesting. I don't think many people predicted that. Lazio also is pretty low. I think Lazio has a good roster, and I think they're going to do well. But right now, it's hard to say. I predicted they would finish in the top four. Right now, it's hard to say that they would finish in the top four, but I do think they have a really good roster and a really good coach. So uh, eventually, they're probably going to pick it up. Fiorentina. Fiorentina has a very good roster too. And I think Palladino was so much better at Palladino was so much. He was fresh. He was a breath of fresh air, and he gave that impression to Fiorentina. Fiorentina played with a certain verve. The players had a different kind of belief, a modern kind of belief. It feels like with Pioli, Fiorentina is just stagnant. I don't know. It's. I think they might have made a big mistake getting rid of Palladino and bringing in Pioli. I think that might have been a big mistake, but we'll see. There's still a long time to go. Fiorentina should do better. This is the perfect game to go ahead of Juve in the league before we face them. Yeah, 100% next week. Juve also play Villarreal in UCL. They are a gritty team and will force Juve to run all game. Yeah, that's true. It is also, as far as that goes, we're playing Juve next, so it's a good opportunity to either create a cushion or to separate. I called Juve's downfall with that Toulouse Redbirds directive they have in management. They are buying same problem. Yeah, it is 100% true. It kind of does look like that. It looks like Juventus has completely sold out to the corporate world. You kind of see they're operating like we have been, and Juventus. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But anything can happen. It's still in the beginning of the season. What matters tomorrow are two things. One, that Italy beats Australia. That'd be great to watch. I'm going to be looking forward to that. And then the other thing is that Milan takes this opportunity. Roy, I did a San Siro tour, and my local gym has a better. Yeah, I hear the stadium is really outdated, and the facilities are outdated. By the way, this week I believe we're going to know whether or not Milan and Inter are going to go ahead and build the stadium together at the San Siro. I believe it's going to be this week. Roy, Atalanta beginning second half played really well. Then Musa was subbed. Later they conceded a goal, and then the player sent off. Felt like Atalanta played with 8 men and counting. Musa as part of a pack. Now listen, this is how I feel about Atalanta. I think Atalanta has one of the best built rosters in Italy. And I mean that. Their roster is built so nicely, but their coach is just, I don't know if the coach is of the level of their roster. And maybe today, in the beginning, we saw the how good the roster is, even in facing teams that are good with the ball. But then the coach makes decisions, and then when the coach starts to influence the game, everything goes to shit. I really wonder if that's the issue with Atalanta. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hello, Roy. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What's up, Bridger? How you doing?
And how are you doing?
I said I'm doing good.
I heard the chat. Uh, let's just say needing some, I don't know, guidance. Let's just call it guidance.
Some godly guidance.
So how's it going?
Good,
But
good,
what are you
good.
talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm just reading chat right now. But what? Tell me, what do you think about tomorrow's game?
We are gonna win. So here's the thing, guys. Okay. Uh, First of all, there's a lot of injury problems on Napoli side. To begin with, the two defenders are already out, Bongiorno and Ramani. So that's a pretty good thing. On top of that, also Spinazzola is out. So yeah, and then Højlund is a new guy in the team who needs to still adapt to the team. So it's a huge opportunity. Not because if they were at full strength, it would be impossible, but because that's how fucking football works, right? When we had injuries some seasons ago, uh, I did not let anyone use that as an excuse, and I would fight Roy and all the other Pianginas at the moment that were saying, "Oh, but we have injuries, yada yada." So right now it shouldn't be. Sometimes it's in our favor as well, right? So I'm fine with that. First of all, second of all, I'm
Are you saying?
seeing
Hold
the
on, hold on, hold on. Are you saying it shouldn't be an excuse for Napoli?
for Napoli, yeah, it should
Oh,
be.
okay, okay.
No, yeah, like I am a consistent man, Roy, in the sense that when I was saying that no injuries, we should have come
But
prepared for that.
but
I still
one
think the
thing
same.
one thing that it might prove right. They might prove right because they did build a lot of depth in their team.
Sure, but because also they are going to participate in three competitions, not
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
two like
Yeah.
us, right? So
Yeah.
we are okay
But
with our depth.
if we had many injuries, I think we would have a lot of excuses.
But Roy, we have played so far without our best player. Our best player, Rafael Leao, has not played yet. So
But
we have had our injuries as well. Our most expensive purchase this summer is out for 3 months, right? Are those not injuries, or do we just have depth in
not
this
not
team?
to,
Which one
not
is
to
it?
the point where it affects the team yet. Not to the point. And I don't know if this is going to affect Napoli yet. Maybe it
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it won't, and they are just good
Right.
with Buekema, right, and with
Right.
Juan Jesus, right, which I doubt. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Like, if we are because we are going to have some injuries, Allegri is notorious for having or doing trainings or exercises that hurt players. Like he has always had that problem. So I'm pretty sure at some point during the season we're going to have that problem. The difference is that, or what might go easy on us, is the fact that we only play one competition, basically, right?
Yeah.
So we have 1 week to prepare, and even if someone is injured, you have the entire week, and you won't really feel him missing that much because you're only going to play one time that
But
week,
but
right?
listen, I'm going to ask you a serious question, and
Sure.
not to drag this conversation on
Hmm.
because it really doesn't deserve to be dragged on that much.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question: if we had our players injured
Hmm.
and our defensive players injured, and we show up in this game with Atakame and De Winter,
Hmm.
isn't that much worse than showing up with Juan
One,
Jesus
yes,
and Lucam?
it's basically the same level. Juan Jesus, in my opinion,
The
is
same
not
level as what?
same level as Atacama. Like Juan Jesus is a
No,
known bet.
that's
I'm
impossible.
sorry, but
That's
Roy,
impossible.
Juan Jesus is a known bet center back in Italy. Not just because he was the most hated footballer at Rome, where he was before, but
No,
also because he is currently the most hated footballer in fucking Napoli. Like no
all
one
right, all right, all
likes.
right. That's not a good analogy. Like Juan Jesus is a Serie A veteran.
Sure,
Atacame is like
no, but sure,
obviously one is more
sure,
reliable
but
than the other.
if you ask me, would you rather, if you have your players injured, would you rather play Juan Jesus or would you play De Winter? I would play fucking De Winter every day, every time.
Yeah, that's that'd
It's
be wrong. That'd be wrong.
no,
That'd be wrong.
no.
No, no coach would do that. No
That
coach would
would
do
be
that.
100% right,
Impossible.
and just
All
you
right,
just
all right.
have to talk to a Roma or to a Napoli fan to recognize that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's go back to what you were saying.
Yeah, so this is basically what I'm saying. I'm saying that I see our team uh, playing or somehow mingling very good together, even though a lot of players are new. I see Modric giving a little bit of his mentality, and that's something that sometimes is taken for granted. But people like or players like Modric do have that impact on people. I also saw his birthday celebration that they are prepared like a little cake in Milanello, where he said that I want us to win something this year. And this is, in my opinion, words like this do have in the subconscious of the players do have some sort of an impact. Whether they are going to be able to do it or not, we're going to see on the pitch, right? But that him and Rabiot, by the way, very good purchases, which in my opinion make uh, our midfield top one together with Napoli, right? because Napoli also has a really good midfield.
Mm,
Our attack, in
I
my
don't agree
opinion,
with that.
no, I am being kind of harsh maybe on our team to say that we are, because I think we have a really good midfield. So I'm saying top two.
I think you put Modric out, we're not even in the top five.
Sure, and you put fucking McTominay out at Napoli, and they are not even top
No,
five.
Napoli is still probably in the top without McTominay.
I don't think so.
But yeah, they are. But listen, the thing is, the thing about Modric that bothers me is that Modric is here out of charity. He's at Milan out of charity.
Who gives a shit? Like, this is what Milan has been in the first 20 years. Since when do you give a shit? Ibrahimovic
I
came
give
here
a
out of
shit.
charity. Ibrahimovic came here out of charity. Giroud came here out of charity. All these players that are old that come to Milan and
No,
to the Italian
no,
league, they do
no.
come because the Italian league is charity right now. You either go
No,
to
okay, there's a little bit of truth in what you're saying, but this one here is almost like an exaggeration of it,
which one?
Modric. But anyway, whatever. I'm happy that we have Modric. I just don't give the club credit. I give
Roy,
Berlusconi credit for Modric. I don't
matter,
give these guys credit for Modric.
matter of fact, Modric is the most successful old person that we have ever gotten in our history, including Ronaldo's, including the Vieris, including the Ibrahimovic's, and including the Giroud's. He is the most successful by far of all the ones
Successful
that
what?
we have gotten. Successful as in winning 6
Uh,
Champions Leagues, as in doing absolutely splendid career, as in having a Ballon d'Or, as in all of the above together. Where
okay.
are we underplaying Modric? And the fact that I
Who's
see a
under?
guy that
I'm
is
not doing that. I'm not
no,
doing that.
because you were saying, oh, but he came out of charity. I don't give a shit, man. Is he playing? Is he playing 90
Well,
minutes
but
as
these
40 years
things
old? Yeah.
matter. They do matter. They do matter. They do matter.
Roy, if it was charity he was looking for, he would go to Saudi Arabia and get 30 million a
It's
year. He
not
wouldn't.
a reflection of Modric. It's a reflection of the club. That's what you're not
But
getting.
the club has been
And
like
that
that
and
ever since
no
2005, Roy. This has been the state of our club ever
no
since
no no no.
2005. No, it has been.
Now it's in a completely different state. And I think, listen, I
How
think
is
it's
this
going to.
different from Ibra? How is this different from Ibra?
But when Ibra was here, we were run by people that were doing things
But
properly. Now
forget that
people are
part,
not.
man. Just tell me how is this different from Ibra? I understand.
No,
Listen,
no, no, Red
I,
John.
I hate it. I,
Red John. I've been trying to explain it to you for 5 years. It goes through your 1 year into the other.
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
going to do
no,
it again.
no. It's not like that.
I'm
I've
not doing
hated
it. If
on
you
this
still don't
management before
understand
it
it,
was
I'm
cool.
not going to
Roy,
argue that
listen,
with you, bro.
Roy, listen.
Are
I've
we going to
hated on
do this
this management
forever? For
before it
7
was
years?
cool,
In
man.
10 years, are we going to still have the same damn conversation?
No, because I hope you will not keep on talking about the management in 10 years. We know, like, the default position is that the management is shit. Now we move on from that. We continue
No, but it
for
doesn't
the
work
rest of
like
it.
that. That doesn't. It
You-
doesn't just because you say let's move on, then it disappears. What do you?
No,
That's now you're being delusional.
as a matter of fact, whether you want to talk about it or not, it doesn't change. It's there. So you can talk about it as much as you want. You can still say this and that. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter. They are there and they are there to stay.
because it's there,
Mhm.
you have to equate it in whatever analysis you do. You can't just
Yeah,
avoid it.
yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm doing. I'm setting a parallel to Modric coming and to Ibra coming. I don't care
No, it's different. It's
whether Ibra
different.
was saluted by fucking red ass. I even forgot his fucking name,
Okay,
or
okay,
Maldini. It doesn't matter. It's the
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Okay, okay,
I'm
okay,
just judging the team. The team is there, and
yeah.
the
No,
team is
okay,
well
all right,
connected, in
fine.
my opinion. That's it.
The team is well. Yeah, right now the team is well connected for sure.
Yeah.
Listen, what I know, and I can't hide it. You call it an agenda. People here in chat hate me for it. I know that when the shit's gonna get real, this team is gonna most likely crumble because of those things that I always speak about.
Sure, and that might
So
happen. And at the same
no,
time,
but
it might
it's
also not happen,
probably I okay, yeah.
right?
And that's the only thing that keeps the only thing that really this team needs is for Jerry and these guys to leave the club
Sure, and I
and
agree
have
100%.
what as long as these guys are running the club, you're not going to get that unity that you think we have. That's the thing. You think it because right now it's beginning of the season. You're all hyped up. You're excited, but then you know what's going to happen. There's going to be a bump in the road, and your hypeness is going to go down. Then we're going to win some. Then there's going to be another bump in the road. Then another bump, and then all of a sudden, at January, you're going to be deflated again.
Sure,
So
Roy, sure. But can I? Do I have the right to be happy with my team if my team is playing good, or am I not allowed to do that?
no, I think I would rather be honest. I'd
No,
rather
no,
be honest
I
with the
am honest.
situation.
I am honest. I'm looking at a team that is playing well. I'm looking at a team that has not conceded a goal in the last 3 matches. Well, how's that for a
Okay,
fucking change? Because we have conceded 2 goals in every
but
match
this
for the last 2 seasons, man.
okay, but this okay.
I'm not.
If we do that in April, I'll be impressed.
Of course,
Okay.
I'll be impressed. I'll be more
All
impressed
right.
if we do that in April.
If
But
we do it
right
now,
now,
it's not doesn't even make a headline. It
sure,
doesn't even make a
sure,
paragraph.
and I agree. But
Okay,
right
so what are you
now,
talking about?
no. But I'm talking about what I've seen. I cannot talk about what I could see in the future or what I could not see. I can only do the analysis of the next game based on what I've seen in the last 5 games. Because if you
Uh,
tell me that then in February we're going to be shit, then what are we talking about? Let's close it and wait for February, man. And we're talking in February again.
yeah, no, unfortunately, listen, as I said, I do agree with this, by the way. Enter the triangle, better than last year, way better, because Allegri is a much better coach. It's that simple.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and I agree.
all you need to do is have the ability to organize a team, give them principles that they follow. They need to respect you. You need to know how to talk to them. Allegri is good at that. That's what he's been. He's world class at that. That's why you pay the big money for him. Of course, it's going to be better. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
Agreed.
Fonseca and Conceição were. I mean, I knew they were going to be total failures. Red John thought they were going to win the Champions League, but I
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
they were going
that's
to.
exactly what I thought. Yeah.
I knew they were going to be total failures. So it is better than last year, but there's that underlying issue that really needs to go before we can start dreaming big again.
Right. But the thing is that I cannot analyze the underlying issue right now. We have talked about it and done it 30 times. So let's maybe talk about football now and forget the underlying issue. If the underlying issue comes in April, we talk about it in April. Right now, I want to talk about a team that is playing good football, about a team that is constructing something. It's not. I don't see, or at least the weaknesses that we have are in a way hidden for the current time or current point in time. Tomorrow, there's a test, the big test tomorrow. The test against a team that is a big team, that
I
is the
wouldn't say it's a.
favorites.
I wouldn't call it a big test, um, because I think we're going to have much bigger tests. But I think tomorrow is an opportunity. I do. I have
But
said that
tomorrow is a big game. This is the first big game of the season, right? You're gonna have plenty
for us,
more,
yeah.
and you're gonna
For
have
us,
the
yeah.
return.
Yeah, for us,
Well,
yeah.
for us and for Napoli as well. I don't think Napoli is certain that
I
they
think
will.
Fiorentina was a pretty big game. Not as big as us, but it's a big game.
Yeah,
We
but
had
then
Bologna, which
we
but
had
I think
Bologna.
Fiorentina shows up in big games.
Yeah,
That
but
was a good. That
so
was a
does
good game.
Bologna, right? If they are playing in Europe,
But historically speaking, we're talking about Fiorentina that has a little bit more of a pedigree there.
sure. But then this Fiorentina
I'm
is with
not saying
Bologna,
it's
right?
the same level, but it is
No,
a
no,
big
I
game.
understand. I'm just saying that this Fiorentina right now, you cannot really call this
I
Fiorentina
would
the
say
Fiorentina.
this is Napoli's biggest. No, this is not Napoli's biggest game. Was probably against Manchester City, which they failed
No, no, but
miserably.
yeah, exactly. But
Um,
I'm talking about Italy, right?
so they, so probably tomorrow's game is going to be even less pressure than that because they're going to face the arguably the best team in the world in their own stadium against Milan. For them, they're not. It's not they're going to be scared to face us. Well, they're
No,
going to
no,
be
for
scared.
sure.
We're not going
But
to be
also
scared of them. They're not going to be scared of us.
but also the team that just won the Scudetto, facing one of the best teams in Europe is one thing. You have less pressure to win against Man City in their stadium than you do to win against the team that finished eighth last season.
Well, Conte said that right now in Serie A, when you have that Scudetto on your jersey, it weighs.
Yeah,
It does put pressure on you.
of
Napoli has
course.
pressure. Napoli,
Yeah.
listen,
We don't.
the analysis you
Don't
said, yeah,
as much. Yeah,
the analysis you said was what I said. Napoli tomorrow has these 4 injuries. Their test is going to be: did you build enough depth? Was your depth good enough? That's going to be their first test. As far as whether they lose or win, it won't change much for them because they're still going to be first if they lose or win. So and then
No, but it doesn't even matter
they
where
are
they
set
are in
up.
the ranking today. Right?
They are set up completely different. For us, losing would be a problem tomorrow.
No,
More,
I don't think it
more,
would be a problem.
more for them. Like if we lose, it's worse for us to lose than them.
No, I don't
If
think so.
we win, then that can propel us a little bit, and we can accumulate. But if we lose, then that's a cushion. Then that galvanizes who's behind us to come and catch us up. You know,
But listen, Dan 99 says we look good against who? Udine and Lecce. What are we talking about here? Like, bro, Udinese won against Inter, right? Why didn't Inter look good against them? Are Inter a bad team? Like, I understand this point because I do that myself as well, right? That after a match has gone, it doesn't matter anymore, right? So you just downplay it, and I'm okay with that. Right
who
now,
are you talking to?
to a comment, Dan 99, right? So right now, because we finished eighth last season, we don't have the luxury of saying Udine. Udine shut on our head last year. Lecce would shit on our head last year. What the fuck are you talking about? Who are you? Finished eighth, man. You finished eighth. What the fuck are you talking about? Who are you to judge? You finished eighth. Shut the fuck up. Like, what are we even talking about? Since when? When you finished eighth, you're not even in Europe. Now
Come on,
you're
dude,
there saying Lecce and Udine. Udine had 7 points, was ahead of you when you had to go against them.
No, Dan is 100% correct. Dan is 100% correct.
Of course he is. Dan is
100%
correct.
correct.
This
100% correct.
ridiculous thing after finishing eighth, somehow
It-
we are like, oh, you got beat by Cremonese. You shut your pants. This season.
No.
Like,
But,
what are we even talking about?
no.
Are
But you
people-
said it too. Udine, Lecce, and what was the third team that we beat?
Udine, Lecce, and I don't even fucking remember.
I
It
think
doesn't matter.
Bologna was the only test so far.
Bologna.
Like honestly,
no.
guys, no. Honestly, like let's be honest about Udinese. I don't know what happened against Inter, but Udinese they don't have football players. Those players in Udine. Those are not football players.
So Inter is a
They're
bad team.
MMA
that
fighters.
reason? But
I don't know
is
what they are.
Inter a bad team?
I mean, you can lose against any team. You can lose against any team.
Exactly. So how about we
But
value
we
the fact
saw
that
against Bologna where they have quality. Bologna squashed us for long periods of the game.
man, I'm sorry, but
Udinese has hold on. This is no. I'm not going to let you get away with this one. Udinese does not have the quality to squash us in our own defense. Lecce obviously has zero quality of that, but Bologna with Orsolini, the Gabbiadini, Cambiaghi, just those three guys, they're squashing us.
man,
They were
we won
squashing
against
us.
Bologna.
And we
against-
won. We could have even won by more, but we saw that we suffered their game. So,
but
do you really
Napoli-
think tomorrow we're not going to suffer Napoli's game?
No, I never said we're not going to suffer. We are. Listen, there are even Allegri said today actually in his press conference. Of course he knows, right? Because he has fucking coached for 20 years now. But there are going to be 7 or 8 matches in the season when we are going to play like shit, right? But we need to win them sporche. That's what he said. You got to win these dirty games, right? The games where you play like shit and you win 1-0, right? So of course we're going to have that. And matter of fact, Napoli has already had 2 of them. 2 matches that Napoli has won against smaller teams, by the way. Smaller teams, because that Fiorentina game proved to be the easiest game they have had so far in the past 4 games, right?
That's not
No, but it's a fact because Fiorentina has 3 points fighting for relegation.
No,
at this
but
current
that's
point in
not.
time.
Forget that. But right now, if you're looking
cannot
at the
forget it.
table right now, that's you cannot make these analyses. right
Fiorentina
now.
has 2 points, Roy, in 4 matches.
Okay,
2
do
points.
you think? Use your brain. Use
No,
your
it-
brain. No.
it's
I want you to use
football,
your brain now.
it's about
no, listen
form.
to me. No, listen to me. Use your brain. Is Fiorentina going to get relegated, or are they going to finish competing for the European spots?
No, but we are talking about next match.
That's the kind of
past
team
matches.
they are.
No, but wait, because it's not like football is about form.
No,
if you
but
meet
it's also
a
about
team
quality.
in form,
It's also about
if you meet a
quality.
team in form, it's a different team from a team that you meet the same team with the same players that is not in form. It's 2 different things. It's 2 different
But then
ballgames.
that is a separate argument. That's a separate argument.
But that was my argument. My argument is that it's also very
But
important.
did you see the game? Because I saw the game. I mean, Fiorentina had
against
chances to
Fiorentina?
score. Yeah.
Yeah, but Napoli had a lot more and dominated
Well,
the.
Napoli is a better team, of course.
Of course, of course. But my point, my entire point here is this: that when you win a match, even if you win, because Napoli has won two like that, right? Against, if I'm not mistaken now,
No,
because I
but
don't
listen,
remember
listen.
Verona,
You're
they
making
won
a mistake
the
by doing
95th
this.
minute, man. In the 95th minute,
So
and I am not here saying that
that
Napoli won it.
shows that shows
Therefore,
that's a
but
very positive thing if you win the game of the
but do
95th
you see
minute.
the double standards? When we win 1-0 against Bologna, you say we suffered. When Napoli wins in 95th against Verona, you say
Ye-
that's a positive thing. No, I just need you to be consistent. If we
Well,
win
no, 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 no,
against
no,
Verona
no, no, no.
1-0
Hold on,
in the
hold on.
70th minute, we
You
scored the
have to
goal.
look. You have to look at the bigger context, right? At the bigger context. How? What is the purpose of Napoli this year? What is the purpose of Milan this year? Napoli has way more pressure than us. Their purpose is to win the Scudetto and go as far as possible in the Champions League. Our purpose is to finish in the top four. So
Sure.
these
So
are things that matter. That matter. If you
yeah,
are that team that was built to win and you end up winning at the 95th minute, that's
yeah,
good.
but we finished eighth last season, right? So we start
Right.
mentally, but even objectively from the players' point of view, as a team that finished eighth last season. Napoli starts as a team that won the league and got
Right. They have more
reinforced.
pressure, and they have more pressure on them. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, man. But
And that's
the
why I'm
matches,
saying.
the matches are there, right? So if you want to do one sort of an analysis for one match, and a different sort of an analysis for another match, and both matches end up being similar, then I will not accept it.
It depends. It depends. It depends. It really
And
depends. You
and
have
actually,
to.
James Jones is saying how Bologna gave us problems when Bologna had zero shots on target, and that's actually true as well.
No, no, no. Okay, okay. Hold on, hold on. Did I say that they bombarded us with shots? Did I say that?
But you said we had problems.
What did I say? What did I say?
We suffered to win. That's what you said.
No, 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 no. You see. Don't take my words out of context. I said they squashed
Okay,
us in our own defense with their quality. I didn't say that. I knew that they didn't take any shots on goal, but they did squash us with their quality. So
So they
let's
had
not use.
sterile possession. That's
No, no,
what
no. But okay, okay, but all right. They squashed us with our quality, but maybe because their center forward is not at the level to hurt Milan in this formation.
too bad for them. They should have gotten a better one.
But you put Keane in there, you put Etegi in there,
Or you put Messi and he just scores 3 goals. Like what are we talking
yes,
about?
and teams like
What are we
Napoli,
talking about?
teams like Napoli have all
Uh-huh.
kinds of weapons that Bologna doesn't have.
Right, and I just told you
Teams
the team
like
like
Juventus.
Napoli had a hard time winning against Verona.
Okay,
But
so what?
because I'm sorry, but either we are consistent or we aren't. Like which one is it? Because I'm trying to be consistent here. I'm saying that if it's just a matter of players and it's
But
not form,
did it?
it's not how the game develops, then I'm telling you another example. Two matches that Napoli won in the extra time
What point are you
against
trying to
Spurs.
make, Red John? What point are you trying
No,
to make?
I'm just trying to make
What are you
the
trying?
point
What are you
that
trying to
every
say? What is
this,
the,
that,
what is
that
what are you trying
every
to say?
team that
What are you trying
every
to say?
team is
Yeah.
going to have matches where they don't play or phases of the matches where they get squashed.
Did you
as a
discover
goal.
that? No, no, no. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. It depends. It depends on the quality of it. If Bologna had more weapons, they could have hurt us. They could have hurt us. Why didn't they hurt us? Because we're playing with this 5-3. But I said, by the way, last year that that's how Milan should be playing, exactly
Sure.
like this, with a
Yeah.
with a 3-5-2, because it creates that density. It forces the defense. But it was pretty obvious if you have a football brain and you're not an idiot like this James John guy, that if they did have more quality, they could have hurt us. They had the quality to squash us, but they didn't have the quality to hurt us. And
Sure.
that's a big difference. And
and
also,
we
they did have, by the way, and just because they didn't have zero shots on goal, they had some pretty close shots that just whizzed past the goal.
yeah,
But
sure.
they were open
And
shots. So let's
Juventus,
also be consistent.
And Roy, Juventus might have won the Champions League final if Nedved was there, but he fucking wasn't, man. Well, what are we talking about now? Saying that the quality and down
So
Napoli
okay, so
somehow
now
gonna
you are
translate it.
arguing just because you want to argue at this point.
Nah, I'm not arguing. I'm just arguing that you are like
No,
they
no.
squashed up.
The
If they had more
argument,
quality,
the
they would have
argument
won.
is
Okay, bro.
that you are looking at Bologna, Lecce, Udinese, and because of these three games, you made a certain analysis. And now
Yeah,
Dan said, but these three teams aren't teams that we should be making those kind of analysis for if you are supposed right in the context of Milan. And he's right. Because these are teams that don't fight for European spots. I mean, Bologna right now, who knows how long that's going to last. But the real test is going to be when we face these teams that are consistently in Europe: Roma,
right.
Lazio,
Exactly.
Juve,
Yes.
Napoli.
Yes.
So it's not. He's right when it says these are not the teams that are going to tell you what the situation is. He's
Sure,
right about that,
sure.
and there's no
But
debate.
I can only make analysis and give my opinion based on games I have seen, not on games that will come.
Hold on. Let me
After
answer this.
tomorrow's game against a
James,
good
I know
team,
you don't have a brain, but guess what? Milan did have more quality, and that's why they won.
no, he's saying if they had more quality and Milan had more quality at the same time. So he does this conversation is sterile.
What
But
if Milan had more quality? Milan had more quality. That's why they won. That's why
he's
Milan
saying
won because they had more.
simultaneously. Anyhow, Napoli, I look at
No, no,
their
no, no, no.
games. I see a Napoli that won 3-2 against Pisa. I see a Napoli that won 1-0 against Cagliari in the last minute. A Napoli that won 3-1 against Fiorentina, a good one, and a
Okay,
Napoli that won
so
2-0 against Sassuolo that just came to Serie A again, right?
okay.
So I also judge Napoli on these games, man. I cannot judge Napoli on how they are going to do in the next games.
Okay, all right, fine, and I respect that. You see, I maybe have a little bit of more in-depth analysis on things, and I can see how certain teams are built and what they can potentially do based on these things. And when I use that kind of analysis, Napoli is not a team to be talking down about. We can beat them
Sure.
tomorrow. Honestly, I repeat, tomorrow is an opportunity for us to beat Napoli and accumulate these 3 points.
Yes,
It's a
of
home
course.
stadium. The Curva is
And
back. The Curva is going to bring, and honestly, probably the biggest difference tomorrow is going to be the Curva. They're going to bring the energy. They're going to bring the tifo. They're going to bring that big game aura. Probably that's going to be the difference.
sure, but
And Napoli,
after
Napoli,
Napoli,
right now, Napoli is a team that is built incredibly well. The whole structure is
Conte
beautifully.
doesn't think that. Conte doesn't
The
think
whole
that.
structure is beautifully assembled. Everybody's on the same page. This is a football team with
Sure,
football
but
traditions. Hold on, I'm not done. I'm not done. Stop trying to stop trying to avoid what Napoli is. It doesn't
no,
mean
but
they're going to win. It
it's
doesn't
not
mean
me
they're going to
saying
win.
it. It's Conte,
No,
man.
it
It's
doesn't
Conte
matter
saying
what
it.
Conte says. Don't worry about
Okay.
what
It
Conte
only
says.
matters what Roy says.
Yeah, yes.
What
Napoli is a
Okay.
team with a president that did everything correctly. Whether they're going to win or lose, who knows? Nobody knows. But
Sure.
they have built themselves in a way that it is a safe bet to say that they are potentially the favorites, right? I think everybody agrees with that, correct?
Right.
If you don't agree with that, that's because you don't understand football. And I'm going to
Okay.
be blunt. I'm sorry.
Okay. Sure.
If you
Now,
if you don't think that Napoli is the favorites, then you don't understand football.
the favorites about
It's
what?
to win the Scudetto. But it
Win the
doesn't mean
Scudetto,
they're
sure.
going to win it.
No, they are. They are
Milan
the
has an
favorite.
opportunity to win the Scudetto.
Roy,
Inter
every
also.
year when the Scudetto or the championship starts, the league starts, the guys who won it last are the favorites. It's only normal for them to be the favorites,
But
right?
but not
Now,
but not just because of that. But not
no,
just
no,
because of that.
mainly because of that, right? Now, my
Well,
point here is
hold
this:
on. No, no, no,
tomorrow,
no, 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 no. You see, this is the difference. I have to talk about these nuances because, Rejon, I knew last year that you get rid of Spalletti, you bring in Garcia, and you manage the team like that. Yeah, you ain't winning this with it.
yeah,
You're
sure.
not the favorites. When after Spalletti won the Scudetto, the year when he got fired and then they brought in Garcia,
Yeah.
it was obvious that Napoli was. So you see,
Everyone said
there's
it. Not
nuances.
you, Roy. Everyone said it. Yeah.
Yeah, but because not everybody understands football like I do. I guess I
No,
have
no,
to
but
just say it.
Everyone said it that year. I didn't meet a single person who said Garcia is going to win the fucking Scudetto
Okay,
this year.
okay, okay.
Not a single one.
So that argument that just because you win the Scudetto, that means you're favored the next year is not real. It's not true. It
No, no,
depends.
no,
It
no, no.
depends on how you operate in the
That,
market.
that
The
let me clarify.
market.
No, no, no.
Okay,
Wait.
okay.
Let me clarify it then. If because some things are obvious, right? If you keep the same team, actually add to the team and the
Yeah.
same coach,
Yes.
you are. But
The
if you,
favorites.
like Napoli did, that they got rid of Osimhen, got rid of Spalletti, and got Garcia, of course, no one was saying that they were the favorites right
Okay.
after. But we are
Okay.
talking about a different thing now. We're not.
Right now, because of these obvious facts, Napoli is the favorite, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
exactly.
All right.
Now,
Yeah.
my point is this: that tomorrow is a possibility for us to win against Napoli. Why,
Yeah,
how
I
that
think so too.
impacts, does
Absolutely.
that make a thing or not? I don't give a shit. I just want, if we happen to win tomorrow, I will be happy. And it's three more points in the Sakocha, right? I put them there and keep them there, right? If that's because we are going to make top four or fight for the top four, it doesn't matter. Now, after Napoli, it's the same exact thing against Juventus. Another opportunity to win 3 points. I'm actually going to be there in the stadium, so I fucking hope these motherfuckers win.
No.
So I hope they win.
Okay.
But against Juventus is going to be another opportunity.
Is it
Against
is
Inter,
it
the same thing.
is it home games?
No, it's in Allianz in Torino.
Okay, okay, okay. You are safe. You're safe.
Why?
Because if you're giving money to Redbird, you wouldn't be
No,
safe.
no. But that was one of the reasons why I wanted to go to an away game, not to San
Wow,
Siro.
principle. You have principles, huh?
No,
Look at that.
because fuck these people, man. Right?
Wow.
So and I, yeah. Also, Juventus Stadium ticket prices are fucking expensive for no reason. But okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the point. You take one match at a time, and you go with that. If we win tomorrow, it's three
Okay.
points.
Sure. Sure. Listen, I'm all about that. I just, some things our analysis are different, um, and some things they're the same. But all in all, I think we both agree that tomorrow is an opportunity for Milan. Now, I think, like you kind of always do, you're underestimating Napoli a little bit. I don't underestimate them. They could potentially win, a good win too. They have lots of good players with lots of scorers. Where we are maybe better is in the long stretch because we have Nkunku and Lao coming in, and I think that unpredictability can really favor us. While in the long stretch they have Neres and Lang coming in, I think we both agree that Lao and Nkunku are better than Neres and Lang. Now, does that really matter?
Lang
It can't.
has not played yet, by the way. I don't think he's going to play tomorrow either.
I think we both agree that Lao and Kunku. It's better to have Lao and Kunku in the bench than Neres and Lang, right? Do we
Yeah,
agree on
yeah,
that?
yeah. We
So
do.
that's one of the advantages Milan has in the long stretch. Um, they can hurt us mostly in the first 70 minutes. If they hurt us in the first 70 minutes, then it's going to be an interesting game. But I don't know if I think if it goes to the long stretch, I think we probably have the advantage.
Yeah, probably. Even though I do think that it's going to be a boring slash ugly game to watch because
Why?
of the way things I believe have developed in the sense that uh, we do find ourselves close in the table, even though it means nothing, right? Because we are on the fifth match day, so it doesn't really matter. But both coaches are going to play, in my way of seeing it, pragmatically for different reasons. Allegri because he doesn't want to lose, so we are going to play a bit more defensively, and more in the counter attack. And then Conte because he has injury problems. So I think it's not going to be. It's gonna in my the way I see it is like this. It's going to be a well prepared match for both coaches to counter the other coach in a way, but then someone's going to make a mistake and someone's going to profit from it, and then all of a sudden the tactics are thrown in the sky, and then you just try to catch up. I don't know who's going to make the mistake, but
Okay, this is just a guess.
yeah,
I think it's going to be a very back and forth game. I think we're going to see a super action packed game. Honestly, I think now there are going to be moments. Probably There are going to be moments that Napoli's going to dominate possession. Actually, Napoli's going to definitely dominate possession.
And I think Allegri will be happy to give that away.
I honestly think Allegri doesn't have a choice but to give away possession and play a certain way. But I think because of that, Milan, when they're gonna get the ball, they're gonna attack, and that's going to it's going to create a yo-yo effect for Napoli. Napoli is just going to hold the ball because they have better midfielders at holding the ball, and it's just the way it is. They have two registi, Lobotka, KDB. Just those two are increase the quality. Then Anguissa is brilliant with his feet. McTominay is brilliant. Politano is brilliant with his feet. They're going to dominate, but because of that, it's going to be back and forth.
I don't think that at all.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. And if that is going to happen, what are you going to say?
What am I going to say? What are you going to say? It
You're going to
happens.
say, "Hey, Roy, you're right. Look." No, no. When
Probably
I say
not.
dominate, I don't mean like how Barcelona dominates teams. I mean they're going to have probably most of the possession. As far as shots goes, I think we're going to have a lot of shots.
But
We're not.
then that's not the domination. Like if that happens,
No,
be certain,
I'm
Roy. I'm not
talking
gonna say you
about
were
ball
right.
possession, bruh. I'm
Well,
talking about
ball
dominating ball
sure,
possession. When
ball
I
possession.
say the midfielders can pass the ball, am I saying they're going to they're score? I'm saying they're going to dominate the ball. They're going to ball, but the game, how it goes, if I think Milan's going to take a lot of shots because yeah, there's going to be a lot of openings.
Yeah, and if we do take a lot of shots, then in my book we dominate.
Psst, okay, that's so stupid, dude.
Yeah, you might call it
That's
as
just
you
a
want to. In
childish
my book,
argument.
that is
Okay,
dominating. That's not
if you
being dominated.
but okay, but how do you know? They're probably going to take a lot of shots too. Most likely, they. I don't know honestly. I think that's where I'm a little bit not so sure. I think Milan might take more shots than Napoli, but Napoli is going to have more of the ball. I think that might play out like that, but it doesn't mean that Milan is definitely going to win. It definitely means that it doesn't mean anything. But I think Milan is going to defend more than Napoli, a little bit more. And we'll see. Maybe you're right, John. And the game is super boring. And then I'll say, "Wow, John, you got it right."
I think it's gonna be a game that when two teams are afraid to lose in a way.
Honestly, y'all be talking like Napoli about to play Parma. I mean, honestly, I feel like you guys are saying Milan is about to play fucking Parma.
No,
That's
no one said that.
I'm
Like
the one here. I'm the
literally no
one
one.
I'm the one here trying to be the fucking balanced one.
But literally no one said that. Like you are
Cheers,
making stuff up.
dude, seriously, it's crazy. It's crazy. People hear whatever they want to hear. Listen, I'm talking about. It's going to be a great game. We got two teams that right now are healthy. They're one is top of the league. One has a. They both have coaches that is still at the beginning of the season. There's still a lot of juice there. I think it's going to be a great game. Nobody's talking about as if we're playing against Parma. I'm trying to say that Napoli is a team that we can't just act as if they are Parma. That's a team that is very good. They have a lot of good players. We have good players too. We can hurt them. As I said, our bench, LEAO Neres, is a superior bench to their offensive bench. Not LEAO Neres, LEAO Nkunku. I said that. Now, our defense, no, I don't think so. I think they have a upper hand in the defense. And in the midfield, I think they have an
I'm
upper
sorry,
hand
but
in the
do
midfield
they have the upper hand in this defense, or you mean in general?
in general.
In general, yeah, sure. I agree with that.
Roy, you need to be more positive and sell it. That's funny, dude. That's funny. Anyway, listen. I think it's going to be a great opportunity. It should be a good game. I'm really looking forward to it. This season. One thing that I'll say that is different from the other seasons, even though I have this incredible dislike for the 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 management, and how they are affecting the team. And I'm sure they will affect the team. The difference this year is that I can see the difference when you have a top coach, and it's palpable,
Yeah,
and that's exciting. I do like that because
agreed.
I'm a connoisseur of football. I love football, and when I see football being done in the highest of forms, I exalt it. Like when I see Modric play, I give him a 10 out of 10. I exalt these kind of things. You know, I'm very, I'm very, I'm very elite when it comes to this shit. You know, when things are elite, I get excited, and it's nice to see a coach that has this elite ability to organize a team, and to put together this kind of elite mentality kind of team. It's fun to watch. It's fun to commentate, and it makes it exciting. The way last year with Conceição and Fonseca, guys, come on, give me a break. That
Yeah,
shit is
100% agreed.
mid-table bullshit.
Last year we did the same exact mistake that we did in the all banter period when we never got a serious coach. Never. So every season it was like, let's see what fucking Inzaghi does. Let's see what fucking Montella does.
Yeah.
And last season as well, right? Let's experiment on fucking Fonseca.
Okay, Red John, if Milan beats Napoli and Juve, then I would be more hopeful of winning the Scudetto and not just reaching top four. If
To be
Milan can get
quite
Vlahovic,
honest with you, I hope we win Juve more than we win Napoli for totally. If I had to choose one, and we can only win one, I would rather win against Juve. To be honest, the reason why is because I'm going to be there, so I want to see us win, right? But yeah, if we win against Juve and Napoli, of course, I'm gonna do the same thing and have more hopes for. And I don't agree with the second part of the of the comment, right? That if Milan can get Vlahovic, man, have you ever had a look at Juventus? Like Juventus is not gonna sell Vlahovic anymore. David is not playing at all. Today he didn't play at all, for example, not even a minute. And Openda has not been the Openda of Leipzig thus far, right? So I don't think. I think Vlahovic is the striker of Juventus at the current point in time. I don't think they're just going to sell Vlahovic to us in January.
what about this? Pavlovic is shit, mate. I'm very worried about him fucking up. Would not be surprised if Allegri started Cheeks instead of Jimenez or
Actually,
Pulisic.
last game of Pavlovic, I don't like Pavlovic as well, right? Don't get me wrong. But last game, I think Pavlovic played really good. Uh, as I said, the defense name wise is a problem. We don't have a great defense, right? We don't have great defenders. The best defender we have is Gabia by far, and then we have two defenders who are error prone, as in Tomori and in Pavlovic. Now, the reason why and why it's so important to have a coach that understands, first of all, Italian football, but also football in general, and be a serious coach, is the fact that we are playing in a formation that tries to, in a way, hide the fact that our defense sucks. You have three defenders now. You have Rabiot and Fofana, who also help in making sure that not everything is unfiltered going to the defense. And therefore, I hope that Pavlovic and Tomori, even though they are error prone and we're going to concede goals because of them, uh, the role of the coach is for us to make that as little as possible. The goals we concede like that.
Uh, yeah, they really do need to get better defenders, Milan. Defensive general says, I'm just concerned what's going to happen with Allegri after he leaves. Um,
What, bro?
after he gets fired. How I don't think Allegri. Honestly, what? How would they fire Allegri? If Allegri, how Allegri must do such a. Honestly, I'll say this, guys. I'm not a big fan of Allegri's football, by the way, and I've never been. But I almost feel like firing Allegri for them is as stupid. Is not as stupid, but is almost kind of stupid as firing Maldini. Right now, this is your home. This is your lifeline. Allegri is your lifeline. Take him out of the picture. This project is a mess. No long-term project in place. Reggie on the backline wasn't really tested in the last game.
Sure. But
Hopefully,
guys, it's the same exact backline that was conceding 2 goals a game. The same exact one. The only difference is that you don't have Chow now, and I don't think any one of us liked Chow. At least I didn't. I shed on Chow the entire season last season, right? So somehow saying that Udinese and uh, Bologna didn't score on us, it's not really something that, or saying that they shouldn't score on us, and it's the normal thing. I'm sorry, but either you or me must have some amnesia here, because last season everyone and their mom was scoring on us. So Allegri must have done something. You cannot tell me it's the same.
yeah. I mean, listen. What he does is very basic, but it's not basic. It's not easy to accomplish. He
Yeah,
makes everybody work as a unit. He restricts the space.
yeah.
He's more
With
conservative in the way he
Conceição
attacks.
or with Fonseca, can someone here guarantee me that against these teams that we played, we wouldn't concede as at least 1 goal? I don't think anyone can.
Oh no! I think we would have lost. I think we would
Yeah.
probably lost all of it. I think we would have lost all of it, maybe, especially if
No,
it
no,
was
but
Fonseca.
we know for a fact, man. We saw it that season. It was the horror show of that season that you have to score 3 goals in order to win 3 points. Because the game starts with 2 goals conceded. So I want to be happy that a couple of we string some games together where we didn't concede a goal. Tomorrow maybe we're going to concede a goal or two or three. I don't fucking know, but I know for a fact that uh, uh, the defense is going to produce better numbers than they did last season, where you cannot go worse than that.
In theory, that should be the case. Yes. In theory, that should be the case. The same analysis that was done with Fonseca, especially him, because we had data from when he coached and said, yeah, this is a guy that leaked tons of goals.
Yeah.
That theory turned out to be true when we saw it at Milan with Allegri. Allegri is a coach that is very aware of that statistic, and he doesn't like it. So he usually concedes less goals. So that's what you
He
get.
also mentions it in every single press conference that he does, that you need to concede X amount of goals if you want to be running for Scudetto, X amount of goals if you want to be in top four, X amount of goals. So we have to make sure now to go by that. So that's a coach that knows what he's doing. He has a target, and of course he has the experience. Man, you don't win Scudettos six by chance, right? You
Right.
win them
Yeah.
because
And look, this is why I was saying, like, you need people that understand the Serie A. Like, Allegri is a perfect example of someone that understands the traps of the Serie A, when moments are bad, how to face them, what you need, all these things. Bringing these random coaches from all over Europe
yeah,
makes no fucking sense, man.
zero
It's
sense,
such a
zero
stupid.
sense.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So red. Oh no, I read that. Milan will clinch the duel against Napoli with a clear 3-1 victory. The match against Juventus Turin, however, will turn into a relaxed triumph for us, a true walk in the
Ah,
park.
I don't know, man. I'm not so convinced. I hope so, but I don't know.
So, how far are you sitting from the action?
Well, I'm sitting pretty fucking close to. I'm right at the middle of the pitch, so we have super good spots behind.
Nice. How far
But
up the?
I'm in the third row, super close to the pitch.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm super close.
Damn, that's VIP. Damn.
I don't know if it's VIP, but it was expensive.
Yeah, I bet it's expensive. That's gonna be fun, man. Are you gonna take videos and show us?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna share some videos on the. I most probably I'm gonna share a lot of videos, to be
Yeah,
honest,
do a lot of
on
videos.
chat
Share a
there.
lot of do a vlog. Do like a
But
proper vlog.
I'm not gonna do a vlog because I'm
Like
with like a couple of friends from
have
home.
have a stick on
Yeah,
a camera. No, a camera on a stick, and walk around and talk and do it the YouTuber thing. No, you don't want to do that. Whatever happens, you're not worse off than Man United. Did you see them lose today to Brentford 3-1 after buying their star player Mbuema. Um, yeah, Man United.
Whatever happens, you're not. But Man United has, in a way, a very similar problem to us. Like football teams, it's important not just the players that are on the pitch and the coach, but it's important the core, right? At this point, I agree with Roy, and I'm always going to agree with that part, right? The problem that I have with Roy is when he cannot separate that anymore, and you cannot talk about anything anymore other than that core part.
Because it's
Uh,
a core part.
yeah, but sure, but it's there, man. If you have to operate on a shit basis, you have to operate on a shit basis. You cannot keep on talking about the shit basis, right? And Man United has a rotten core. Until
Oh yeah.
that part is over, they will never, ever gonna get out of this problem that they had. Right now, if I was a football player and I was a really good football player, my only fear and nightmare would be playing at Man United, because that's where players and talent goes to die. You go, you get a super good player, put it to United, it's gonna do shit, because the environment is like that. Because there's no more respect, there's no more rules. Like, it's a team that was so successful under the iron fist of Ferguson, where he would slap the shit out of you because a friend of his told him that you were out that night, even though you were home sleeping and eating healthy. He will slap the shit out of you. Went into a team where people now invite I Show Speed to party at the fucking club because they won a cup, right? It's rotten core. Maybe
Okay, first
that's
of
what.
all, why are you hating I Show Speed?
No, I'm not hating on I Show Speed. I'm hating on the fact that a player of the team invites I Show Speed without consulting with anyone, like Garnacho did, I think, when they won the cup last season, right? And he was just there, and people were not happy about it. No, bro, but imagine doing that when Ferguson was there. He would fucking smack your head into
Yeah.
the ground, right?
Yeah.
So
Listen, but we kind of suffer from the same disease, yeah?
but here's the difference. Like we suffered for the same disease last season, and why that's why it went like shit. I believe that with the introduction of Allegri and partially Tara, we do at least have a little bit more of
Yeah, but you
a
can say the same thing when they had Mourinho. You know, all of a sudden now they're winning trophies again, but the disease was still there.
they did win a trophy with Mourinho, right? But exactly, and that's my point, right? My point is this: that until Gary and his charlatans leave, Milan is never going to be a big club that wins like
Yeah,
we want Milan to win, right? That's
right, right.
I believe in that, and I hope I'm wrong, but I believe in that, right? Now, does that mean that in between there cannot be successful or good seasons? No, does not mean that, because also United has finished second all this some years
Yeah,
in
yeah.
all this banter period, right?
That's
So yeah, so
totally part of
yeah,
the range of possibilities. Yeah. Okay, so besides Ali is a master of a 3-5-2. So yeah, he has improved the backline tactically and individual technique.
but I don't think Allegri is a coach of formations. Allegri plays every formation. I've seen him play 4-2-3-1. I've seen him play 4-3-3. I've seen him play every formation, to be honest.
I think at Milan with Gabbia, Tomori, and Pavlovic, that is a perfect setup for a three defenders because they're perfect for their
Agreed.
positions.
Agreed.
So you exploit that. It's a team that has been leaking goals. That means just put more density. 3-5-2 makes sense for Milan. It makes
Agreed.
sense.
I'm just saying that I'm not sure if he's a master at this formation, because to be a master, like Conte maybe is a master at that formation, because Conte only
But
plays
you know
that
what?
formation.
Hold on. But it's not. Let me say something. It's not about being a master at it for me. It's being a master at convincing the players to do their job.
Agreed. I agree with that.
That's where the skill is. It's there. Um, okay. Besides Allegri, his technical staff is top notch. They really worked on the team. Shout out to Defensive Dynamo for covering Allegri's technical staff. They come with experience, and they the dinners you all have to speak Italian. Capito?
Yeah.
Capito
No,
ragione. Parlo
actually, I
italiano.
agree with that. No, I agree 100% with that, because it and that, and also that now when we go and travel to other to play away matches, everyone has to wear suit and tie. I agree with that, 100%.
Yeah, these are good fans.
100%. Yeah, yes. Because also because I got fucking uh, uh, I don't know, depressed of watching that fucking Fonseca on that off-white suit training bullshit that was last year. That it kind of made me be disgusted by football. Suit and tie, speak Italian.
But the off
I
white
don't think
is
it's
still
hard.
going to be there, yeah? Like, I think
Yeah,
next
but
game we're doing an off white presentation.
are we again? The
Yeah, I
coach and
think.
the players as well?
I don't know. That's what I saw on a report that they're doing the off white shirt or
But
something.
I heard that the Radio Rossonera that Allegri wanted them in suit and ties. Like, how is that going to work?
Hey, that's where Jerry he says that's that's where Jerry comes in. He's the boss. Nobody fucks with Jerry's money, bro. Nobody. Santiago should start. I feel that he's going to score 2 goals. I think Gazzetta dello Sport has him starting with Pulisic.
Yeah,
That makes
and I
sense.
think that that's going to be the way. Unless we go for Loftus-Cheek and Pulisic.
That would be such a bad idea.
Yeah, but I don't think that's because then you go too defensive. Like you go too defensive for no reason.
Yeah,
Like you
it's too
should go and play
defensive.
your cards. You're playing home. The curva is there.
Yeah, especially in those 70 minutes, because if you can hurt them in the first 70 minutes, that's then the game is pretty much yours. I think. Uh, if you don't hurt them in the 70 minutes, then LEAO and Kunku need to show up. Anyway, we'll see. Maybe Santiago tomorrow is gonna remember how to stop a ball and kick it in the net
I don't know. I don't think the goal that he scored
instead of
with
trying to kick it
Lecce.
outside the net.
I don't think the goal he scored with Lecce is the type of goal that kind of unblocks you. To be honest, that was a little bit
What kind of
underwhelming as a
what did
goal.
he do against Lecce?
You didn't see the
What
goal?
was it
You didn't see the goal that he
against
scored
Lecce? I
against
don't
Lecce?
remember. I don't. What,
Yeah, it was the kind of goal that the ball, so to say,
oh, that yeah
comes
yeah 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 yeah.
comes
But
to your
yeah
body and goes into the goal more than
yeah
him
yeah.
scoring a
But
goal. Get
listen,
it?
dude, you have you
And he
seen his
even
highlights?
and, he, and even there, if he wasn't that close to the goal, he would have missed it. Huh? Like the way he shot that,
I know,
like he would have missed it if it wasn't that close.
probably. But do you know? Have you ever seen his highlights?
Of Jimenez?
Yeah,
Yeah,
most of
uh-huh.
his goals are in the box, like one touch
Yeah,
tap ins. Most of his
yeah,
goals.
exactly. But he is a poacher, right? And what I believed until this season fucking started uh, was that he was a very lethal person, a lethal striker, right? He's a poacher, and if you give him the ball, he's going to score. But a poacher now that misses chances, like that's that's the worst kind of player you can have. So I really hope he is somehow unblocked.
But tomorrow, pay attention to Hoyland's feet. Hoyland's got great feet. I
Sure,
forgot how good his feet are.
sure,
I think we should have gone for Hoyland. We should have gotten for Hoyland.
maybe. The thing is that they didn't want to commit on him, right? Because it was 50 million, so they didn't want to commit with him. I'm not sure
50
what my
million,
reaction.
Jesus Christ.
Napoli paid 50 million for him, right? And
That's crazy.
I love the commitment of Napoli there in the sense that they need a striker, they get a fucking striker, man. There's no no two ways about it. We
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have done it. We would be like, no, but it is too expensive,
Oh,
yada yada yada.
actually, listen, a question here. One of the last questions. So, first of all, Dan99. So, guys, what minute of the game is Allegri taking off his jacket?
Is he even gonna be in the coach section?
I don't know. Is he?
I believe so. Yeah, he's gonna
Uh,
be there.
I say 84th. 84th minute. He's going to take his jacket off. He's going to scream at someone because they didn't take enough time to put in a throw in. Okay, last question. So, big rumor. Magnan at Chelsea January. What do we do? Sell or don't sell?
uh, I wouldn't want to sell Magnan, but also at the same time, to be quite fair, it's a little bit. Uh, I don't know. Not convenient uh, to have a fucking goalkeeper that gets every season injured at some point. So I could believe that he could leave in January.
Okay, and Magnan killed Jimenez confidence. Yeah, probably. Who do you think Milan should have in goal?
I don't know. Toriane.
No, anybody like from Serie A or any other leagues? Any?
I don't know of any good goalkeepers, to
What
be
about
honest.
Carnesecchi,
Where does he play? Kalinseki, the one that was at Milan before.
Atalanta? He's a goalkeeper of Atalanta.
Was he not in our youth
Probably.
team?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Carnesecchi.
Even though I didn't like the goalkeeper, was he playing today for Atalanta? I didn't like the goalkeeper of Atalanta at all today.
I don't know, but probably was. Yeah.
Wait, let me check.
Does he have long hair? Did he have long
Yeah,
hair?
long hair. Yes.
Yeah. Carnesecchi. That's him.
Uh,
No. Okay.
Holy shit! I saw him today. I
What
didn't
about
like it.
Suzuki? Suzuki from Parma. That's another one that they're
Maybe I
spying.
don't know. Like I guess as good as any. I guess I don't know.
Caprile.
I don't know these guys.
You don't know the goalkeepers, bro?
No.
All right. Well, listen, I would love to keep on going, but unfortunately, I do have to go. So I have to close,
All right.
unfortunately. But any last words?
Well, I think let's see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, and tomorrow I am planning to have a post match. So,
Hmm.
guys, everybody who wants to join the post match, you're more than welcome, and we can
For sure.
discuss the game. And yeah, it should be fun.
All
Guido
right then.
Meloni, Toriani. Okay, so Toriani it is, guys. We're gonna give a
Soriano
chance to Toriani.
is not even our second keeper at one point in time. Okay. Even though
Um,
somehow every Italian YouTuber that I listen to, they are like super somehow convinced that that guy is a good keeper. Like either Toriani pays them or they have seen something I haven't. Because I mean, we saw him a couple of matches last season, but that's about it.
yeah. Milan. What about Riviere? Riviere, that guy was really good. That guy was really good. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Unfortunately, I do gotta go. We could go on forever, but I gotta go. Red John, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
See you next time. See you tomorrow if you're available. Everybody in chat, guys, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate you. Click the like and do all that good stuff. Subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow after Milan and Napoli. Peace out. Later.